Welcome back to the 52 Weeks to Wealth. My name is Walter Morello. We're on Wealth Principle 16. We've been traveling through the 52 Weeks to Wealth for the last 16 weeks. Wealth Principle 16 is establish a fixity of purpose. Fixity of purpose. We've got a very special book this week. We're going to have Mike Shine bring it up in a little bit. You notice we are live. We've got the mighty Doug McGurk here with us. We've got the mighty Dr. Terry Wager, the mighty closer, Mike Shine, Mitch Jorsky, and Christine McGinley. In the back, you see Dorina behind the scenes, like the Wizard of Oz. And then we've got many of our mentors, students, graduates who are now here at Mission of Millions. Everybody at Mission of Millions, throw your hands in the air like you just don't care. And say, hell yeah! Hell yeah! So we've been working very hard the last 48 hours to build a fixity of purpose, to get their passion, their purpose going. If you are on Facebook Live right now, opening up the video, please lower your volume. If you are doing videos like Raj's, I appreciate you. Thank you. It makes us look cool. Fixity of purpose is the key to building wealth. Fixity of purpose starts with one thing. You. You are the deciding factor on your fixity of purpose. It could be whatever you want. Whatever you choose could be a thing that makes a lot of money. Remember Wealth Principle 1, think a million. Wealth Principle 2, choose a business that can make $1 million. From that point, fixity of purpose just has to line up with those two wealth principles. Does that make sense? Yes? Yes, coaches, we agree?
Yes, indeed.
So it's not a very complex process, but it is a very important process. The problem with it is so simple, it's easy to forget. The problem with all of the wealth principles is that they are so simple by themselves. But when you combine them with other pieces, when you combine them with factors that scale, factors that go and take on a mind of their own. By the way, who notices that this community seems to have a mind of its own? It really does. Look at the agreement here. Sometimes, like last night, I came out from the pool. I was walking across the floor and I noticed that the floor was completely shiny. It was clean. And I happened to be walking across now because Kim Harvey is a high eye. She did have to let me know exactly how it got clean. But that wasn't, I didn't make a suggestion. I didn't ask. It was simply her saying, this is a task that needs to be done. Another very interesting feature of this week, which Steve has noticed, is that his amazing wife is washing dishes and cleaning stuff. He never sees that at his own house. Isn't it funny how when we clearly want something, we want other people to have a great experience, it'll make us do different things outside of our comfort zone. We're in a group arena. We go outside of the things we would normally do. The people that we normally would be, we become different. Anybody else notice that? Around other people, we adjust a little bit. We shift, we change. Is that okay to be somebody different when you're around people? Yes, it is. It just means that who you are all by yourself is special. And it means that when you're with other people, they bring something even more special out of you. Does that make sense? Now, if you're not being yourself when you're around other people, that's weird. All right, that's just, you got to do some self-reflection. If you're not being yourself, that's strange. But if your activity changes and it's natural, that's okay. That's how we are as human beings. The relationships make us better. Who has been here this week and has noticed that I am more alive when I'm hanging out with these guys? Have you noticed it?
Yeah.
I get a very high level of energy when I'm hanging out with my friends, when I'm hanging out with people that I love, trust, respect, and enjoy being with. And we're focused on one thing. We're focused together on one mission. And that mission is helping you identify your fixity of purpose. Yesterday, we talked about passion. And so I want to be very clear for everybody who's watching this recording, everybody who's on Facebook Live, your passion is up to you. There are certain things that will give you energy. There are certain things that will move you forward. And unless you identify them, you'll probably wake up a little tired in the morning. Who's woken up tired in the morning before? Obviously not this week, which is crazy. Seriously, this week you feel a little bit like in the morning, you're just like, do I really have to wake up? And the answer is yes. And you just get up, right? Who got up faster than they normally do? Who has been tireder than they normally are? No, you felt more energy? Raj loves the energy. She's doing amazing. Excellent. Let's give Raj a round of applause. She's feeling the energy. All right. So when you have a burning passion, a burning desire, it is a lot easier to wake up in the morning. When you're being held accountable by other people, it's a lot easier to wake up in the morning. When you have a fixity of purpose, it is a lot like having all of that energy and having all of those people. You just have a lot more energy. Now, the fixity of purpose does not have to be a deep, emotional, spiritual thing, although it can be. And I think that over time it will be, but it doesn't always start that way. Your fixity of purpose could come from a place of pain. Who has had pain in their lives? So I'm not the only one. All right, misery loves company. I got some friends here. Doug talked about that yesterday in the experience. Bro, we all got problems. I like it. So your pain sometimes becomes where our passion comes from. Sometimes terrible experiences that happen to us end up being the place where we fix our purpose. For many of you, you've heard my story. Is it okay if I share it again? So when I started, I was broke. I was emotionally broke. I was not a good husband. I was not a good friend. I was not a good boss. I was not a good employee. I was broke in all aspects as a human being. And financially, it showed up. It showed up as not having a lot of money as well. And I remember, fighting with my wife about money. I remember fighting about the apartments that I wanted to buy, the house I wanted to sell. She loved the house. I was done with the house, but I wasn't listening. If you've read the book, Broke to $250,000, I have one very simple lesson. When you think you're listening, listen. Because there's something you're missing. Sales is about listening. Relationships are about listening. Your fixity of purpose is about listening. Listening to what other people need, what other people want, what other people desire. Because if your purpose is just to self-serve, have you heard of the broke artist? Starving artist? Yes. You know why they're starving? Because they make art for themselves. They're very selfish people. Now I can be accused of being a selfish person. I built a training company so I could hang out with people that I like. True, right? I'm very selfish, right? Very self-absorbed. I want to hang out with better people. I want to hang out with people who are growing, who are moving, who would push me to be better. Hands to the camera if you recognize it's a very selfish thing. Yes, I agree. Hands to the camera if you recognize it's also improved your life. Damn it. I guess sometimes if you really do care about yourself enough, you'll help out other people. Does that make sense? Now, if you're on Zoom right now, throw the hand to the camera if you're having a blast. If you think this is a cool experience, it's almost like you're here. Julie, throw up the palms. Yes. So we're going to do an exercise. We're going to do an exercise just like we do every week as soon as I shush the coaches. There we go. Shame.
We want to see the chat.
We were wondering what people were saying
You
in
want
the
to see the
chat.
chat.
Oh, you can't see the chat. All right. Let me throw the chat up. So while we're doing this exercise, pull out a piece of paper. For those of you who are here in person, that piece of paper would be your Mission of Millions journal that you were gifted. Big thanks to Dorina. Let's give Dorina a round of applause. Excellent. Grab a piece of paper, throw your name at the top, throw today's date at the top of that piece of paper. And now we're doing this for a very specific reason. Name and date on the piece of paper. This is your mission. Ladies, if we could. a live event. If you can't control yourself, we will control you. We'll throw you right out the room. We'll put you outside. All right. I want to get rid of the people who don't have cameras on. So if you don't have your camera on, I will not see you soon. How do I do that? Spotlight everybody, pin, unstop video, integrate video settings. Is it? Hide. Boom. That looks better on Facebook Live. You're welcome. All right.
All right.
There's the chat. Okay. Now you got your piece of paper. We're going to talk about your Fixity of Purpose. We're going to do an exercise so you can identify it. Hands to the camera if you have your entire life been missing your mission or think it's possible that you may not be operating from the place or space you're supposed to be operating from. Yes. It is possible, right? Would it be interesting to do an exercise to figure out if you are or not? Hands to the camera if you are interested in doing that exercise. Excellent. Excellent. Very cool. So then this exercise is for all of you. Even though we did spend all of yesterday building vision boards, meditating, experiencing things from our childhood, going through all sorts of breakthroughs and ways to get into who we are and figure it out. Hands to the camera if you feel like you're in a deep state of understanding of who the fuck you are. Hands to the camera if you're really proud of who you are. Yes. Yeah, hands even higher, right? All right. So on that piece of paper, you got your name and your date. We're going to go back to a time where you were a young child. We're going to go back to a time where you were playing a game. You were playing something. You were in a state of bliss. Now, I know this is tough to imagine, right? We never want to go back to the favorite memories. But if you could, pick that one. Pick your favorite memory. Pick the one that makes you smile the most. You're having fun. Regardless of what may happen to you, you're all high energy and intensity. Write down what that moment was. Write down what you were doing. Write down that intention. And now I want you to move 10 years into the future. You're having a job. You have a job. You finally found a job you can deal with, you like, or you get some sort of reward out of. The one thing in that job, there's something. There's always something that you did. A task, a feeling, a responsibility, an opportunity, a role, something in that job. Write it down. The thing you liked. And if you hated everything about your job, just recognize you actually just hated yourself. It wasn't your job. Does that make sense? Yes. So find the thing, the one thing that you did enjoy about what you're doing. Does everybody have it? Hands to the camera if you found something that you liked about that job. Excellent. Awesome. Excellent. And now we're going to shift forward to your present day. To your present day. To the future. Just future, looking out. What would that job be that you would love? The thing that you know you would be so passionate about if you could just do that for a living. I want you to write that down. Unless you're Ken Hoffman or Herlina who are driving, in which case, stay safe, my friends. But for everybody else, write down what you think you would love to do for a living. What you think you would love to do for a living. And then right after that, I want you to write down the number $1 million. $1 million. And this is a very brief example of what we're doing here at Mission to Millions. For everybody in the room, do you love those journals? Are those cool?
Yes.
Yes. They're badass, aren't they? Yeah. Dorina. Oh, damn it. Who has a journal who's close enough? Manny, can you come over here and show the camera that journal? Yes, just the front. There it is. You get the words on there. That's pretty cool. If you're at home and you think that's a cool journal, throw your hand to the camera. Yes. Give them a round of applause. Those were very expensive journals, not for us, but for them. They had to pay for the price of admission, the tickets, the airlines. Who had trouble getting here? Whose flight got bounced to Tampa? All right. And then you came back, right? You still made it. You still said, let's just stay on task. Awesome. So you got these 4 things written down. Everybody has 4 things at home. You got 4 things. Yes. Throw up the number 4. All right. Okay. You've gotten those 4 things written down. One was what you enjoy doing. Truly, what you truly as a child, as a person, because by the way, you're still the same person you were back then. Not much has changed. You've gotten a little taller, a little smarter. You found what you really like to do, something that's high energy for you. And then you identified something that you were probably pretty good at, that skill or talent that you were pretty good at. And then if we go into the future, we're looking at something that you aspire to do, something that's sexy to you. It's something that's attractive to you. If you can take that energy of a child, that skill that you've acquired, and then that investment or career or strategy that you were looking to implement, the desired ability, which you will just have to learn, and then you tie it into the dollar amount. This can be a purpose. This can be a fixity of purpose, to focus on the dollar amount, to focus on the energy with which you attack it, and to focus on the talent you use with which to attack it. Sliding into where you want to go. Ultimately, I hope that you chose a career that you believe would be fun for the rest of your life. Hands to the camera if that's the career you chose. Excellent. So then that career is not your purpose. That career is your vehicle. Your purpose is to stay in that fun, loving, enjoying state that you were as a child. The vehicle is your business, where you want to go. The skill is how you drive it, is how you drive that business. It's what you've already acquired in life, so you can play with your friends. Hands to the camera if you like to play with your friends. If that's, yeah. By the way, so the running joke has been, I say hands to the camera when there is no camera. Apparently, I've Zoom trained myself for the past 14 months or 16 months to the point where stage speaking is now a little comical. Let's give Brenda a round of applause. Great save.
Comedical.
All right. So great. We found our fixity of purpose. Hands to the camera if you think there's still more. Yes, there is. The most important step is action. The most important step is action. Having a purpose is only useful if you intend to do something about it. It's only as useful as the energy you put behind it. When you wrote down $1 million, did that seem like a lot to you or a little to you? Throw the hand up if it was a lot. And on the camera, if $1 million seemed like a lot. All right. Okay, cool. By the way, let's give Aleem a round of applause. He's got the I Am an Alchemist shirt. First to own it. Hell yeah. That's the first time I've seen it. So very cool. Very cool. Awesome. I love it. So we're in a position now where we've recognized we've got a purpose. Mitch, come on, bro. Don't. You're the coach.
Look, I can't say no.
Look
They want to get coached. I can't help myself.
at the shirts.
I got a problem.
Look at the shirts. Names on deeds, 100 millionaires. Aleem's got I'm an alchemist. Each one of you is gaining a fixity of purpose in your life. Each one of you is picking something up. The shirts are a sign that you're gaining clarity, gaining momentum. What we were talking about yesterday when we were talking about fixity of purpose, by the way, again, everybody knows their mission now? Yes. Excellent. Is it a sexy mission? Something other people could get behind? Yes. Is it a loving, caring, emotional mission that you know there's going to be support? Awesome. Excellent. So now that you have a vague idea of what your purpose is, you simply have to get on the path to go there. It is every day a struggle and sometimes a joy, but it is something that has to be done. Your life only gets better the closer you get to your purpose. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen right away, but you will feel better about it right away. Does that make sense? You'll feel like you're moving in the right direction every day when you know you're moving towards your fixity of purpose. It doesn't have to be big, large results every day. It just has to be a result. And if you didn't move, but you turned your head and faced the right direction, that is a result. If you don't know the right direction to move in, then finding it would be a good result. Does that make sense? Would you agree? I'm going to say it again. Staying in a high energy state that you enjoy, whether you love or hate your job, is your problem. It's your responsibility. If you hate your job, it's just a sign that you hate yourself. You don't respect yourself enough to enjoy being where you're at. Does that make sense? If you hate your role, you put yourself there, right? You put yourself in that role. You put yourself in that job. So either you're absolutely insane or something went wrong and it's time to correct it. Does that make sense? Is it okay to have to make adjustments now and then in life? That's all right. That's good, actually, because with those little calibrations, you can get somewhere. Walking across, you stopped thinking about the glass and you started thinking about the arrow in your neck. Yes? Yes. Fixity of purpose, though. Fixity of purpose. Who was holding a deep, powerful thought in your head that you wanted to break through? There was something that you wanted to break through, and that's what kept you moving, right? Some of you were like, I don't actually need to walk across the glass. I could probably just solve my own problems on my own. I'm probably okay. We could cut the glass part out, right? So it doesn't cut my foot. And then some of you were, as you're going across the glass, you got to the arrow and you thought, well, this is silly. Why would I put this here in the small of my neck? And then decide to walk through it. And then you're like, what the hell am I doing? Why am I doing this? Who noticed right when the pressure got to the point where you're like, this arrow is not going to break? Who felt that? Did everybody feel that?
Yes.
I'm not the only one. Like there was this awareness, like suddenly you were super smart and like, oh my God, I'm the one person who gets the arrow that doesn't break. Like Doug fucked up. He didn't sponge test the arrows. He gave me the strong one. Right? Like, oh my God, my life's purpose is the one hard purpose on the planet. I must have given myself the one that isn't possible. And so maybe I should slow down a little bit and recalibrate and look for an easier purpose. But what did Doug warn us? If we look to the left, we look to the right, the arrow could go through our fucking necks. Your purpose could take you out if you don't take it seriously. Does that make sense? Has anybody ever been taken out by too much love for something that was the wrong thing? Or maybe nobody's ever done this, but I've been in a committed relationship with a girl and been in this great committed relationship and then looked left. I assume from the laughter, I'm not alone. Have you ever felt that pain? Yes. Well, it's the same thing. Your purpose is a jealous spouse. Your purpose wants you as much as you want it. But if you veer to the left and you veer to the right, there will be pain. Does that make sense? And that pain can come in many forms. It can come in the form of not a lot of money. It can come in the form of stress. It can come in the form of friction within your relationships. It can come in the form of not having the body that you want. It can come in the form of not being happy with the time you're spending with yourself. Who here has ever experienced not wanting to be alone? Yes. I know, Jamie, you love your alone time. It's like, I don't know what that's like. For our high C personalities, being alone is like, thank God. There's nobody here. Finally, just me, my favorite person on the planet. And then for our eyes, a little bit of alone time is like, yeah, but maybe we could bring even like a toxic friend into the moment, right?
Get your fix, all you fun.
Think about it. Think about it. You've been doing this, playing around with this your entire life. You've always known what your purpose was. You've always known who you were and what you were here for. It's always kind of been back there. For everybody at home, hands to the camera if that's true. You've always kind of known what you're supposed to do, right? You always known who you were. And somewhere along the line, you fell asleep at the wheel. You fell asleep at the wheel and you took a path off from where you belong being. Fortunately, every single Saturday we get together for one of the wealth principles. And every single Saturday, we reinvigorate something in you, in your business, in your investments, in your strategy, in your life. Hands to the camera if you've noticed that. Every Saturday, there's some form of improvement in yourself. Yes. Look, it has nothing to do with me. I didn't make the principles. I just documented them. I just noticed that they exist. Are you noticing that they exist in your life as well? These principles seem to work across the board and everything? Excellent. So because I like practical exercise, I like you to be able to go forward and do something with this. I want this to improve your life. We're going to do an action step this week. I want you to write down underneath, I will do one thing. This is an affirmation. I will do one thing to move me closer to the career I want to be in. I will do one thing to move myself closer to the job I want to be in and the investment I want to be in. Whatever that is for you. I will do one thing that will move me towards my goal. I'll give you some examples of what that one thing could be. For me, in the beginning, it was deciding to commit to a time frame. It was finding the right mentor. It was finding the right coaches. It was finding the right books, finding the right system to acquire. The work I actually did, it was finding the right model. It was finding should I be in real estate? Should I be in business? Or should I be in stocks? Before I even knew what mentors and coaches to get, it was which wealth path am I taking? And then it was, am I going to invest in flips or am I going to do buy and holds? And I chose obviously holds and then added flips and wholesaling and agency to it down the road. But in the beginning, it was, I've just got to find something that creates passive income. Hands to the camera if you want passive income. By the way, my definition of passive income is not active income. It's very complex, but here's how you know you're doing it. When you're doing something else and money is coming in. Hands to the camera if you want more of that in your life. Yes. Who knows? Last night I was in the hot tub with everybody. We were hanging out in the hot tub. I was hanging out on the side, right? We've been here all week. We've been doing this all week. By the way, we start 7:30 in the morning with exercise, a little capoeira, a little yoga this morning. And then we slide into breakfast together as a family, as a community. We have breakfast and then we shift right in. Dude, do I give you any break between breakfast and go? Did I give you a break this morning? It was workout, breakfast, show up, hit the chairs. Look at how organized they are. Look at this. Journals out, kicking butt, taking names. Very quickly, we dove right into action because anything in between food and action is a waste of time. We spent our time this morning meditating, getting our minds clear. Who felt good about this morning's exercise? Mental and physical, right? Totally outside of what the norm was. But imagine if we did that every day. Imagine if every day you spent what, 15 minutes? By the way, do I work out hard? No, right? I literally am like, I have a rule. If I start to sweat, I'm done, right? So I make sure I work out in an air conditioned situation. Today we're out in the sun, so the exercise was a little bit shorter than usual, a little more relaxed. Who noticed I chose yoga this morning? Yes. But we enjoyed each other's presence. We enjoyed the energy. We enjoyed the thought that we were going to acquire and accumulate more energy, more money for our community, for ourselves, for our family, for our mission. Who noticed this morning that because you were thinking about your mission all the last 2 days, that energy seemed to flow to you better? Was that a truth that you would state? The energy seemed to flow to you better because you were focusing on your mission the last 48 hours. Imagine if you did this every single day. And by the way, hands to the camera right now if you are focusing on your mission, if your mind is on your mission right now in this moment. I want you to pay very close attention and notice, do you feel more energy now focusing on your mission than you did 20 minutes ago? Hands to the camera if that's a yes. Excellent. Give them a hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's how it works. Fixity of purpose is the secret solution, the secret sauce to having more energy, more productivity. When we put all of this together, the goal was to build 100 millionaires. Mitch has a shirt. The goal is to build 100 millionaires. The goal is very simple. The strategy is to put names on deeds, right? The strategy is to put your name on deeds, but the secret sauce is the energy behind it, a purpose behind it. Because with a purpose, you will do whatever it takes, as long as it's moral, ethical, and legal. WIT, wit. You'll do whatever it takes to get to your goal because you have a big enough reason. You have other people's lives at stake. You have other people's experiences at stake. There are other people involved. If it was just for you, I'll tell you exactly what you would have accomplished. About what you got already. If it was just for you, you would accomplish about what you've already got. When you can get a bigger focus, a bigger passion, a bigger purpose. And I know it sounds crazy because I went to those success events. I sat in the chair and I remember the person on stage being like, you got to think bigger. You got to want to serve more people. And I was like, dude, I just want to make more money. I'm waiting for that session. Bring on the make more money session. Because that's what was on the envelope I signed up for. I remember sitting in the chair being like, okay, tactical advice. Think big. Got that. That seems like a good idea. Think big. Okay. And then they get to build a team. Tactical advice. I like build a team. Okay. I've never thought about that one. That's a good one. Excellent. And then they would say, you've got to have a big why. You've got to have a big purpose, a big passion. And I was like, well, maybe I could do the rest. I'll just skip that one. Because my hands to the camera, if you got the hustle muscle, right? You know you'd like to make some more green. You want some more dough in your life. At this point, I'd like to do something very special for everybody in the room. Dorina, do we have a special handout for our friends who are present today? We're going to pass out a little bit of money. Hands to the camera, if you came here to get more money. Excellent, excellent. Pass it around, my friends. Hell yeah. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Careful, man. You got to keep it moving to get more.
Where does that show up?
So where does that show up, right? Velocity of money. All right. All right, all right. Pass it along. Pass it along. Okay. I know what you're thinking right now. Those sons of bitches are there getting their prop money. They're getting that $10,000 in their hands. Ladies and gentlemen, can you open it? Open the bags. Open the bags. Very quickly. And if you can, yes, like Manny's doing, fan that shit out. Make it look good. Yeah. Throw it up to the camera. That's good, isn't it? That feels good, right? That's good? Yes. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, that.
I'm still coaching for free.
Dude, we got one for Mitch? Really?
Give Mike's share.
All right, all right.
Mike's giving some.
Everybody donate 2 minutes.
Paying it forward, paying it forward.
Some of his crypto dividends that exist from us and friends.
There we go. All right, ladies and gentlemen who are at home.
You got a free session now.
All right.
I can buy crypto with this, right?
Do you feel that energy?
Yes.
Like you just got. They knew $10,000 was coming to them today. Who feels it? Yes. Hands up if you feel it. Does it feel a little more real even though you're playing with paper money? Yeah. So I was chasing money. Then eventually I got a lot of money. It got handed to me just like today. You get a 10,000. You get a 10,000. And all the money was sitting in my lap. Hundreds of thousands of dollars. Hundreds of thousands. Because remember, I started from a very, very selfish place. It was, my Fixity of Purpose was 40 units. I wanted to make $2 million. I wanted to have $1 million net worth and have $2 million worth of real estate. I was aiming at 40 units. Hands to the camera if you've ever had a goal like that. Yes. Some of you may still have it. Nothing wrong with the goal. The why behind it was flawed. The why behind it was weak. And so it took me years to get to 40 units. Ladies and gentlemen, if we could focus on the most important part of the
Focusing on
Everybody loves stock and they're focused on
all
All right. I just heard so many things that scare me.
You can't give a new toy to a bunch of kids.
So because you're at home, I want you to write this down because you're not getting the same experience they're having. If you watch though, you can kind of see it happening. So what happens is you get money and then you start playing with it. Has anybody ever been accused of playing with money before? Yes. And then when you play with it, what happens to it?
I get more.
You're investing it.
It's so much fun though. Bananas.
It is. So when you play with money, you're focused on money, and sometimes you will get more money. And sometimes when you play with money, you want to play with your friends. Uh-oh, Kim, I can already see it.
What? Oh, okay.
Sometimes you want to share your money with other friends, and then you end up without it. Do you see that experience Kim's going through right now? That is a real experience you have experienced in your life before. Who's felt that? Kim, what are you feeling? Anger, betrayal, unfair. Why me? Have you experienced any of that?
Yeah. All of those things.
How does it make you feel? How does it make you feel? What kind of energy is it creating?
Well, I initially wanted to go after you, but I didn't want to do that in front of everything.
That's called group safety. Safety in a group.
It's called treachery. I will go
Yeah.
after you. Darkness.
Yes.
When you least expect it. Treachery.
I gotta tell you, Kim, your money smells really good.
Doesn't it?
Ah, look at this. It's like, I feel like I didn't even earn it. I feel like I just came over here. This is the best kind of money there is.
This is some.
Here's what the lesson is. Are you ready? You're still experiencing it, aren't you?
I am totally experiencing
I'm
it.
experiencing
I'm
with her.
like.
Like, give her her money back.
Who's the codependent?
Which is the greatest.
All right.
Now I gotta grow this 100.
Oh, okay. Kim, if you could just.
I got the rest of it.
Oh.
So, what is going through your head now?
Call her
I'm
Tony.
like, are you
All right. At home, are we seeing this?
Yeah.
It's fake money.
It is?
But it's mine.
It's not real.
Oh.
And yet we'll do this with real money too, right? We'll do this with real money. The same experience has happened for you. Kim, would you like me to tell you why you lost your money to somebody else?
Because I allowed it to happen?
No,
Why?
because you trusted me.
I do trust you.
You trusted me to grow it for you. And so I'm going to take some from Doug. Come on, Dougie Duck. Just one. Just one. Just one. I'm going to take one from everybody in the room. Is it okay if I take one from everybody in the room?
Nope.
Excellent.
Nope.
Excellent.
No one look at that.
Just one. Just one. If you pass it all forward, pass it forward. Pass it all to Dr. Terry Wager. If you could pass it to Dr. Terry. I want to get you in a habit to passing money to Dr. Terry Wager.
That's brilliant.
Pass it over. Pass it over.
See
Just
what
one.
it's at, see what
Just
it's
one.
at.
We're doing one donation, right? One investment. One. Just one. Just one. Just one. It only works if we do one.
I'm already down 200.
Remember what? All right. It only works if you just do one. Can I have that, Terry? Terry's counting it. My esteemed colleague, the commission.
Commission.
Can I get the rest of that? Thank you.
He
Thank you.
said he can donate, but he cannot let anybody cheat him.
That's fair. And take it to
All right. And now I have 2 piles of money.
Okay.
Give everybody a round of applause. They've done an awesome job with this experience. See that? Wow. I know. Sometimes in an investment, you put a lot of faith in someone and you like them and you trust them and you put a lot of faith in them. And sometimes the investment goes sideways. Who's seen that happen? Not when I do the investment, though. So when I do the investment, I always get a return, right? Past performance is no guarantee of future performance. But I'll tell you what, if you believe you always get a return, you'll fight. You'll do whatever it takes to make the situation work. Do you believe that? Yes. Kim.
You're gonna make me cry.
I am going to make you cry.
12%.
Give her a round of applause. Have a little faith. Have a little faith. The world is abundant. The universe is abundant. There is plenty for everyone. Sometimes our investments can scare us. Sometimes the investments we make, right, in ourselves, in our businesses, in our coaches, right? Sometimes the investments in our assets can scare us. Who's had a little bit of fear around money you put out there before? Yeah. Hell yeah. Right? It's true. We've all done it. We've all experienced it. But when you invest properly, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in the investment vehicle, which is always you, you are the investment vehicle. You're the one who decided on the investment. Trust yourself, trust your instincts, trust your gut. When you invest in the right people and the right deals, the money always comes back bigger than you put it in. Do you believe that? It's true. Because you've seen it before. I want to ask, for what you paid for this event, by the way, this is not for everybody at home, but you can listen to their answer. For what you paid for this event, do you think you got more than the money you put in already?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'm going to ask, would you say it was 2 times more? More.
10x.
3 times more.
10x, baby.
Give yourselves a round of applause. Very smart investors. I felt the same way the first time I went to an event and I put money up and I got away from my hometown. I got away from my city. I got out into a new area. I went to Vegas or I was in LA. I don't remember which one it was, but I got out of my city. My first event was actually Boston, but it was free, so I don't count it. But I got a lot out of the free event. I did. I went there. I got a lot out of the free event. But when I paid for that first training event, it was within the first freaking hour that I'd got my money back. Within the first hour, I'd gotten my ROI, and every hour after that was compound interest on the principal. Who's noticed that this week? Who's felt that every hour you doubled down? Every hour it kept compounding. It's very true. When you invest in yourself, when you are the right person and you're investing in yourself and you're ready to take yourself to the next level, the money comes back easily. I was talking to Dr. Terry Wager last night at the hot tub. We were doing the hot tub business plan. And I was talking to Dr. Terry, and I don't remember if it was actually the hot tub, but we were talking. And we were talking about ROI. And there's 2 types of ROI. Real estate investors, we know what we're talking about here. ROI, which is rate of return, which is how quickly we get our money back. We put money in. If I renovate a unit, I want that money back quickly. Right? If I get it back within a year, that's about my average. I'm pretty happy if I can get the money back within a year. If I get it back in 6 months, dude, I'm done. Like, I'm not even a question. I tell my prop, run it, just do it. If I get my money back in 2 years, I'll probably still do it. It's probably still a good investment for me. When it comes to the other form of ROI, that's return on investment. So instead of rate of return, return on investment, return of investment, return on investment. So 1 and 2. The second one is, for us, we look at real estate, we say, if I get a 24% return on investment, I'm pretty happy. Hands to camera should be happy with 24%. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. We love a 24. Yes. Hell, hands to camera should go with a 12. 12 is a good return, right? It's 14.
Oh, no.
Ask me how I know. Mark Shine, 14.
And two. And two.
All right, and 2 points. And 2 points. So, yeah.
On that one.
Ah! But you just learned, didn't you? So it's a very key principle of the universe to make sure that you can get your money back as quickly as possible. How powerful if you got your money back in the first hour? How powerful if you got it in the first day? How powerful you got it in the first 2 days? If you know the ROI is already there, it's already, boom, unstoppable. Who has been through the mentorship program before? Been through the mentorship, a graduate? Excellent. And in the room, we got our graduates. Yes. Give yourselves a round of applause if you're here and home. Yes. Our graduates probably noticed the same experience, didn't you? Within the first night, you made your money back. The mentorship, day 1, Monday night, 8 p.m. or 5 p.m. on the West Coast. Monday night, the first call, you made your ROI. Then you get 8 calls after that. And then something very interesting happens. You get into the 52 weeks to wealth. Then every single week, we deliver more value. We keep you accountable. We keep you moving forward. You're part of our mentorship group no matter what. We're going back to graduation calls. By the way, we're going to start bringing the community back together once a month for our graduation calls. Let's give Doreen a round of applause. She does all of that for us. The graduation calls. I said, I don't know if this is adding value. We're not getting all 130 people in the room. So I got a little ego-y. I was like, well, if not everybody's participating, then they must not really appreciate it. They must not, think the things I'm doing are good. Like, we've all got garbage in our head, right? It's not about whether 130 people show up. It's the 55 people that did show up that I was missing. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? It's not the 100 and the whatever the math is on that. It's like on Friday nights. Who knows? I do Be the Bank. I teach Be the Bank on Friday nights. Yes.
Awesome.
So Be the Bank. It is an awesome class, isn't it, Mike?
Awesome.
Right, Rick?
It's
You
like
love it,
end of the
right?
Week on a Friday. With
Be the Bank.
You should all come. It's fun.
It is a great class. So Friday, 5 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, I teach Be the Bank. And Be the Bank for me, emotionally, is a hard class to teach because I get there and there's only 5 people on the call. But then Elizabeth Miller's one of them. Mike Shine's one of them. Rick's one of them. Katrina's one of them. Doreena's always on. So I get on the call and I'm there and then I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people. I'm like, all right, I'll teach. All right, this will be good. I'll enjoy it. But I have sometimes had to steel myself and commit to teaching to a camera. And it's very difficult to do because I like people learning. And if I'm talking and somebody's not learning, I get unmotivated. Has anybody noticed there's something that unmotivates? You may not be the same thing as me. I'm out there with that one, right? Most of you are like, I'm motivated without people looking at me. Well, to each their own. We all know what our passion is. We know what our purpose is. We know what inspires us. And so sometimes when Friday comes around, I'm like, nobody here. Like, should I even teach it? Am I teaching the right thing? Is it impactful? Am I helping people? Maybe I'm just teaching the wrong course. Maybe it's not what people need. Your business is the same thing. Just because nobody showed up doesn't mean it's not a valuable training course. Rick, we were talking last night. That course has had impact on you, hasn't it?
Yes, it's a lot of stuff that I've always wanted to get into, but I didn't know how. So it's a lot of knowledge. It's great stuff.
Let's give Rick a round of applause. Melanie also shows up on that call occasionally. And Kim Harvey. But the eyes want their attention. Give it to them. Give it to them. So, and the D's.
Melanie showed up last week at the Subway store.
Yep.
See that?
Yep. We have a committed community who wants to grow. We build the trainings for a reason, because I have a mission to build 100 millionaires. Mitch is wearing the shirt right now. I wore it yesterday because yesterday was mission day. Today is money day. Hands to can if you're ready to learn how to make more money from your mission, from your purpose. Yes?
Yes.
Excellent. Excellent. Babe, how am I doing for time? That's just about that time. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen at home, I apologize, but I'm saving that for everybody who's here. I know that's not fair. But as I said at yoga this morning, as I was teaching yoga in my most yogi voice, I said, life's not fair. The rules are the rules because they are the rules. I have learned them. Some the hard way, some the easy way, some from mentors, some from coaches, some from I'm an idiot sometimes and I just suffer myself. Hands to the camera if you've ever suffered yourself, because it felt like the right thing to do at the time. Yes? We will go through some more. Dorina, what is next week's Wealth Principle? What's Wealth Principle 17? We'll find out in a second. Wealth Principle 16 is Fixity of Purpose. With a fixity of purpose, you can earn far more than somebody who's just good at what they do. Maybe you've heard the statement, talent will always be beaten by hard work when talent doesn't work hard. Have you heard that before? I have the quote on my wall. I have it in my house because it's a reminder that I have never been a very talented person, but I have always been committed to what I said I was going to do. If I said I was going to do something, I did it. And that has always pulled me through because I'll always do whatever it takes to get it done, as long as it's moral, ethical, and legal, to get to whatever goal I set. Hands to the camera if you're committed to doing the same in your life and your business. Yes. So it's not about being talented. You don't have to be talented, right? Blockheads get rich. Foolish people get rich.
No, it's straight
Science of Getting Rich, Falls Two Bottles, one of my favorites. Yeah. So it's not about being smart. It's not about being in the right location. It is about deciding, having a fixity of purpose. And that's where this wealth principle came from, the Science of Getting Rich. But we do have another book this week. The book of the week, Mike, if you could come up, just bring you over here. We'll bring up the book. This is one that most people have read.
All right. Today's book is the famous Think and Grow Rich. And Walter actually gives people 2 weeks to read this book in the mentorship because it's so dense with information. So I'm not going to go through the whole thing. Selfie. But I will tell you that what always stuck out to me was burning desire. And that's the key. There's so many different pieces of information in here, but it's really about finding your passion, which we've been doing all week, and having that burning desire make you focus, laser focus. And so it's just an amazing book. Everybody could read this over and over for the rest of your life and you would crush it. And then you wouldn't need the other 51 books. So yeah, Think and Grow Rich, amazing book. And yeah, so that's the book of the week.
Wealth Principle 16. Let's give Mike Shine a round of applause. Fixity of Purpose. Fixity of Purpose. We're here at Mission to Millions so that these amazing entrepreneurs can find their purpose and turn it into millions and millions and millions of dollars. Cheers to success. Make a choice.
Always work with the best.
Damn, you guys are like professionals. That had to be the coolest video I have ever made. And I hit record that time. Awesome. Awesome. So I want you to, if you're at home and you're not going to be here doing what we're doing, I want you to take the things that you wrote down earlier, those 4 things. I want you to focus and spend some time on it. I want you to contemplate it. Look at the energy of a child when you were a kid doing the things that you enjoyed. Look at the tactical skills that you've learned over the years, the things you enjoyed doing. Look at the thing you want to become. Did they find the real 100 bill that we hid in the fake money?
Wait, what?
Even 2,000 miles away, he can cause mischief. And very seriously, we wouldn't be able to be here and doing this without you. Thank you so much for everything you do, for running the portfolio, for all the behind the scenes on the training courses, and making sure Julie Bradley has everything that she needs for our documents, and our lenders and our attorneys. Let's give Ron Bowling a round of applause. Thank you, brother. Ron is like, thank God I'm not there. I know. Many people, by the way, Ron, have asked, will Ron be there at the next one? I'd have to trick him to get him here. But it would, who thinks it would be cool to be able to hang out with Ron?
Yes.
Yes.
Hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah, Sam.
All right.
On my phone, the $100.
What?
So the Fixity of Purpose, energy, your skill set, and then what you want to be doing, what your goal is, what you think you want to spend the rest of your life doing. And by the way, if you mess that up, who cares? All right. We talked about it yesterday. Speed to mistake is better than slow to the mistake. If you find out that you decided to have the wrong passion, you're 45 years old, you get there and you're like, damn, I want to do something different. Cool, you got time to change. But imagine if you decided at 75 years old, you decide to do something, you finally get there and you realize, it's not the one. Well, now you run out of life. There's just not enough life left to go and shift and do something else. Does that make sense? And if you're 75 years old and you are that one person who figured out Zoom and Facebook Live and you're on with us, and you are in that situation where you figured it out right at the end, cool. Change it now.
That's midlife.
That's midlife, right? Look, I'll tell you what, get a better mindset, start working out, eat some food that's really healthy for you, get some vitamins, and start doing whatever the fuck you want to do. Like live your life now and earn some money. You're never too late to start earning. We agree? Yes?
Yes.
All right. Look, even if you're as old as Ryan McDermott, as wise as Ryan McDermott.
Hey, come on.
Look, somebody with as much wisdom and knowledge as you has to be old. I'm just assuming. If you're a financial planner and you've helped build as much wealth as you have, you must be old.
I'm an old soul.
Ryan, what's your takeaway from Fixity of Purpose? If you could share with the community.
Yeah, this is a huge one. I mean, I go back to just the lesson that you were kind of started with at the beginning. Think a million. Choose a business that can make a million. And then develop a Fixity of Purpose. And my experience with it when I kind of started a business when I was in my mid-20s, and my goal was not a million, and it was to replace my income so that I wouldn't have to answer to a boss. And that doesn't take much when you're in your 20s. You don't really make a lot of money. And, and I didn't really, I got there, and little by little, your expenses go up and, and you sort of teeter on. And I found myself a little bit stuck and depressed until I read Think and Grow Rich. And I started to understand purpose and how powerful that word is if you really think about it, and how I didn't really have one. And it took me a long time to figure out what my purpose was. And a lot of it is because I'm a very simple person. I can live on ramen noodles personally. I don't really need a lot of things. I'm not fancy. So I had to look outside of myself, and it didn't take me much. It really became about my family. How could I solve forever problems or issues for my family? And then I found this community, the Alchemist community, the ones who are choosing growth and choosing to be remarkable. And part of my purpose now is to help them accomplish that with the things that I do. And, I have major FOMO that I'm not in the room with you savage alchemists right now, but I'm glad for you all. And I think how blessed I am to be able to participate in this community and to have a role. And, I'm reminded of it every single week. And thank you.
Let's give Ryan McDermott a round of applause. That one's for you, Ryan. And for anyone who hasn't made that commitment yet, if you haven't decided to join the mentorship, I understand. I get it. I was scared too. There was a point where money seemed like it was hard to come by, and I could just research all the stuff, and I knew a lot of knowledge. And I still wasn't moving forward. And it wasn't until I brought in the coach, I brought in the mentors, that my life changed. You may be at a point where you know this is the right thing for you and still be afraid to push the button. I get it. At the end of the day, there's nothing we can do for you other than hope that you believe in yourself enough to know that you'll take whatever is delivered and turn it into what you want to create for yourself. The mentorship is designed for people who are ready to take it to the next level, but it is not designed to motivate people. It is not designed to tell you what to do. It's designed to inspire you because you're already motivated, because you already know what you want. We'll show you the way. We'll give you the path. Hands to the camera if you know that that makes a lot of sense. Surround yourself. Focus on the best. Surround yourself with the best, and you will become the best. That is the investment strategy that has worked for me. That is the investment strategy that has worked for all of the successful people that I know. They focus on what they want. They surround themselves with people who have what they want. And slowly, eventually, they become one of those people that have the things that they wanted. Does that make sense? Yeah. Simple process. Dorina, can you drop the link for the mentorship? Awesome. And because I'm in a competition with myself and with all of the people who have the affiliate links, I created my own affiliate link. It's gualtermerlo.com/GA. And if I have inspired you today, you can just use that. Or if you have questions, have a conversation with Dorina. She'll make sure that you understand everything in the process. Hands to the camera if you know it's the right thing for somebody to do. Yes. Give yourselves a round of applause. At this point, I'd like to take on some of the other coaches and bring them up and ask their opinion of Fixity of Purpose. Doug McGurk, since you're closest, come on up, brother.
Right on.
Let's give Doug a round of applause.
So one of the things we used an analogy the other day about driving. Anyone drive or been in a car before? And what do you have when you're having a destination? You have your GPS and you put it in, right? But you also got to know what other piece of information do you need? No, yeah, you have your destination, you put that in, but what else does it need to know? Where you are. Yeah, so you got to have those bits of information. But in life, like when we're driving, what happens? Sometimes we get sidetracked, detours. Maybe there's a bump in the road. Maybe there's an obstacle. Maybe there's a traffic jam. There's all of these things. But because the GPS has fixity of purpose, get to the destination, what does it do? Reroutes. It doesn't, like what do people do? When an obstacle comes, a challenge comes, we're like, oh, screw it. Right? Or you go, oh, screw it, I'm going to go home. Right? And we take our balls and we play with them. Did I say that out loud? Yeah. Sure did. That's right. Fixity of Purpose. I go on track, right? So, yes. So, point being is that as people, sometimes we do get thrown off because we're so smart. We could get emotional. We could get tied into the squirrel, right? And then what we need is the community when we're in these programs, when we're in these opportunities that keeps us focused on our fixity of purpose, that helps us reroute. It acts like that GPS. It helps us get back. It's like, oh, it just happened. Because you don't hear the GPS going, that's it, we're screwed. Right? It just reroutes. When we're here with a challenge in this community, when we're in the mentorship program, we've got the coaches, we don't go, oh no. We go, oh, well, okay, here's the other option. Here's this challenge. Here's this solution. Let's make it happen. And then you just made it through. How many experienced that this week with the breakthrough? Right? Just keep the focus, fixity of purpose, get it done. And it went by smoothly. Yes or yes? Yes. Awesome. You guys rock, man. Very nice. All right.
Mitch is up because he's got a crypto deal.
Oh yeah, he's got a
I
call.
don't even know what crypto is. There's no crypto call.
I don't know what it is
So-
either, but I'm in there.
I just wanted to go before Terry because I can just like say 2 sentences and then let him completely expand on that and make it sound awesome. So just remember, there's a difference between goals and purpose and passion. A goal is basically like targets. You know, you're looking to get this, you're looking to get here, but on that journey, what's driving that is that passion, that purpose. So it's more important to know what that purpose is. So you have the passion to get to those targets. So have those goals, have those targets. So you have something to point the navigation to, but you got to have that fuel in the car to get there. Otherwise, you're going to call up Galter and be like, bro, can you give me a push? And he's like, I've been pushing you the whole time. Let's go. That's about it. So rock and roll.
You know, one of the things that I think about with the Fixity of Purpose is the idea that when Grant Cardone talks about in a Be Obsessed or Be Average, is this idea that when your Fixity of Purpose is locked in and you are moving towards your goal, all of that obsession is going to get you where you want to go. But the problem that we all have is that little voice in our head, that little thing that pulls us off track, derails us, as we talk about in our business, because you're on the bullet train action, you get derailed. When you start listening to that little voice, when you start worrying about what's not working. And this idea that when we don't have that fixity of purpose, when we stop our fixity of purpose, what happens is we start to eat ourselves alive. We start with addiction. We start hard. And we actually start telling ourselves that we're moving in the right direction. It's just going to be a little longer, or it's just going to have this little thing that we got to do. No matter what's happening, we keep telling ourselves we're on the wrong track, right track, even though we're on the wrong track. And so we got to really get locked in that purpose. We got to get locked in our mission and understand that when we're listening to ourselves, we're taking our own bad advice. We're messing ourselves up by listening to ourselves. And that's what communities like this is all about. That's what our generator community is about. That's what Alchemist community is about. That's why we come together, is because we are better together in our fixity of purpose. But we need that rigorous self-honesty. We need to be really looking at ourselves, and where we tell ourselves those little lies, to give ourselves those little excuses, gives ourselves those little ways of getting off track, because we pull ourselves off track to protect ourselves from what we really want, because we're afraid we're not going to get it. But when we let go of the fear, when we let go of what might happen, when we get rid of the dreaded what ifs, we start really locking into that fixity of purpose. We're unstoppable. We here are unstoppable. You at home are unstoppable, but we need each other because we're better together. And that's one thing that we all coaches have just locked into. Walter's brought this all together. He's invited each one of us coaches to help his community. And we've all locked into the fixity of purpose of 100 millionaires. I don't know where the shirt went, but I had it on a minute ago. Anyway, what we're talking about is this mission to millions, the millionaires, 100 millionaires. Walter did it. I did it. Doug jumped in. Mike jumped in. Mitch jumped in. We're 100 millionaires to have that fixity of purpose because we have a bigger mission and we're better together.
That's all right. Let's give that.
There's no I in Team Alchemist Nation. There are two.
There are two eyes. Mike, come on up.
So for me, today's showed me that, you know, I always had all the tools. Like we talk about, it's 90% mindset and 10% actual tools. And for me, a couple of years ago, I had, you know, the tools. I understood about real estate. I understood about buying houses, but I didn't have that fixity of purpose. I didn't have that burning desire. And when I got to, I knew my mission was to be a money magnet and to have massive income from passive income. It all suddenly came together, just sort of laser focused. And that's when all the equipment that I had worked out, and it just that's where the magic happens. So that's what I got from today. Fixity of Purpose. Thank you.
Awesome. Give Mike a round of applause. Awesome. Doreen, you want to share? Christine?
I'll share.
Come on up.
So Fixity of Purpose is so important, and you've taken some time today to do it, but we took a whole day to do it. And taking that extra time really made the difference. We embedded it into our thoughts, into our words, and then we created something to see it, the tactile. So we did the auditory, the visual, the speaking about it, and sharing with everyone in here. And it was incredible to hear the consistency of where a lot of people wanted. I be part of it and be part of the community and move ourselves forward. Because a lot of education, like this whole thing that Walter's bringing, the wealth principles, we never saw that in school. Some of the parents are teaching it now. Some of our parents taught it to us, but it's our mission to bring it to others and to bring other people, invite them. All it takes is an invitation. Join the mentorship, join these calls, join a community that drives you to where you want to go. Identify what your purpose is and find it, live it every day.
Christine McKinley, a round of applause. He's right. He's right. Danya. Let's give the Russian princess a round. All right, all right.
Thank you. Well, first of all, I want to just appreciate all of you for your help, for your greatness, kindness, surrendering to whatever is going on, embracing every moment. I'm really, really like, we have an amazing collection of souls, and it's really cool to be here with you. Like, you guys flew from California, all from all over the place, and some people drive, but it's I just want to make sure I pass it on to you, like my appreciation for your time and how kind you are to each other. And I think purpose sometimes it could be a little bit overrated, because like, well, it is, because we try to make it so complicated, like, oh, I want to do this and that. But number one purpose for you to be happy. So, but happy within, right? If you are happy within, you can now focus on, all right, what else can I do? Who can I help? If you're not focused within and you're trying to find it outside of yourself, you will not be happy. And then that's getting off track, right? How Terry's saying. So make sure you concentrate on your consciousness and your inner self first, and that's where the purpose would be. Like, it's not, okay, I have to help millions of people to do something. Like, are you happy yourself? Like, can you help yourself first? That's your purpose. Start with you, and then spread the love. Yeah.
Patrick Sullivan. That was very good, Jeremy. All right. Yeah. So I'm trying to think of something to go focus, and then I had to derive that a little bit back into purpose. And so I forget which one of you said it earlier today, but there are a lot of people talking bigger pockets of the crazy war stories that they lost all this money and like everything went to hell and they still kept doing it. Like, I've done that a bunch of times. Like, I've had flips and like, this is going great, awesome. What the fuck do you mean we lost 50 grand? And it seemed great about everything was going, because back then I didn't know what I was doing and how I was doing it. It's like, oh, this seems great. This seems all right. Then added up all the numbers at the end of the day, it wasn't, but I did it again and again. And like, I think I'm doing okay in my current position of things. So I just never lost the purpose and focus of what I was trying to do and accomplish, figure out the things that were going right, what was going wrong, made everything better, and kept dialing in everything. And now I never lose money on flips and everything goes the right way, because if it's not the right deal, I can identify that now. And I never would have been able to do that if I didn't stick with it and keep going with it and try to make things better and keep working on everything about it. Fixity your purpose. Patrick Sullivan. Well done, brother. Kim and Kim, you guys want to come up? Yeah. All right. Why not? Come on. Yeah, Y2K.
Y2K.
Well, one at a time. I mean, not both at the same time. You're two Kims.
That's what we were just, yeah. Hi, everyone. Fixity of Purpose. I think that there was a purpose that all of us here in this room and all of you on the screen came together today for this message. A lot of times what we've shared is there's all these things around us that are flying, and we've each said it in our own unique way. And somehow we get off the track. And somehow we get confused, right? And sometimes people steal all your money.
It only seemed like that.
It did. It only seemed like it. But it taught me today, and I thank you for that, Walter, that I need to trust myself. I trusted Walter that he was going to do the right thing.
I
And
did better than the right
he
thing.
did better than the right thing. He over-delivered like
As per
every
the years,
friggin'
yeah.
time. Over-delivers. And it taught me today this fixity of purpose, that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. We don't need to have tunnel vision, but we need to have that focus. And that focus begins in our heart and soul, right? That needs to be connected to where we're going. And if it's connected, we'll get there. Yeah, we'll sway. And then we'll have people around us that are helping us, direct us, and get us back on the right path. So I thank you, and thank you.
Give Kim Rodriguez a round of applause. And by the way, there is nothing wrong with tunnel vision. I'm okay with it. Fix your mind, fix your eyes on one thing and block out all the other things. You know the reason I don't talk about tunnel vision? I don't think you could fucking do it. It's very hard to get as focused as I am. It's very hard to look at the future 10 years out and say, that's exactly where I'm going. We'll see each other. We'll hang out. But that's the direction I'm going in. And I invite everybody to join me. Does that make sense? Because tunnel vision. I don't look to the left. I don't look to the right. Remember how dangerous that can be in a relationship. I'm in a deep, committed relationship with my future. I'm in a deep, committed relationship with what I want to create in this world. And so if I look to the left or I look to the right, I'm moving way too fast to make that. Excellent. Let's bring Kim Harvey up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Tunnel vision. Funnel vision.
Can I just ditto what Kim just said?
No, you got to do it in Kim Harvey style.
Our fixity of purpose. This has been an amazing journey this week with everybody. The networking, the wealth that is in this room right now. I'm not a very good public speaker, so I apologize, but I've learned from day one the clarity, the gratitude, and the breakthrough that I've learned with my purpose since day one. And I think last night when we were walking across the glass, when Doug was demonstrating walking across the glass, I was thinking about the arrow in my throat, but he put his first foot down and he adjusted it. And he said, the key to walking across the glass is that, and I used it as business and life, is that you have to adjust every day, right? You have to adjust your lifestyle on a daily basis, our businesses, the way we think, our thought process, is when you take that first step and you go, we have no idea. But you know what? You empower yourself. You have that clarity to see the end. And then you think about the arrow in your throat. But you make that adjustment every day and you step across that glass and you kind of adjust your foot. And then you take that next step. And every step that you take gives you that clarity and that direction that when your river is flowing and the water is flowing down, you just want to get on that boat and steer it in the right direction and have that empowerment to do that. And if you're mindful of it and you're surrounded by masterful people like we are today. And this week that we all empower each other and lift each other up. And we all kind of go down the wrong path sometimes, but it's the power to get back on the right road and go down that road. So nice to see everybody. Thank you.
Give Tim Hardy a round of applause. That is the truth. Tunnel vision. Tunnel vision. Be flexible. A very wise multi-millionaire gave me this advice. He said, be unrelenting in your goal, but be flexible in how you get there. Amen. You look at your goal, you say, that's where I'm going. Fixity of purpose. You know where you're going. Multi. It was the richest guy in my city. Yeah. So he said it. He said, be unyielding in where you're going, but be flexible in how you get there. Be flexible in your results. Answer the camera. It's been a valuable lesson for you this week. Excellent. Give yourselves a round of applause. We're on a mission to build 100 millionaires who are inspired to build 100 millionaires. To this week, we're finishing up the Mission to Millions first round. We call it the beta test because everyone after this will be even better. As you said, you got way more than your initial investment out of this so far. Excellent. Give yourself a round of applause. For you at home, cheers to your success. We have a choice.
Always work with the best.
Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye, everybody.
Elizabeth Miller, Julie Gardner.
Take care, everybody. Have a great day.
Bye, guys. Enjoy the rest of the show.
I think we will.